Hello, this is Professor Jack, and this is the sixth week, lecture 6, part 1 of this week, okay? And this is on the chapter on education and religion. It's a double header, okay? So let's see. Education is the social institution responsible for the systematic transmission of knowledge, skills, and cultural values within a formally organized system or structure. And so let's see. We also have the society. Actually, let's go ahead and show society. This is society here, as you've seen this chart before, or this slide before in other presentations. Family and education are the most influential, right? Historically, religion was the second most influential, but education took over, and religion has been fading down the ranks, so to speak, right? So education is taking over the family institution as well. In fact, many of the functions that family play are being retaken by religion. For example, sexual education, child care education, etc. Okay, so the farther religion is from family, the most liberal will family members become, or family life will be, right? It's part of the sociological trend that we are making that remark. And so, let's go ahead and get into the theoretical perspectives right away. The functionalist perspective, the conflict theorist perspective, the symbolic interactionist perspective, the functionalist perspective. They see education in terms of having a function, and the function that it has to the individual is in terms of being beneficial. For instance, we talk about 5 social benefits. Socialization, to introduce the individual to society. Education becomes the first introduction to society. Transmission of cultural values is another one of the functions. Social control, social placement, that is for the child to find his place in society. Change and innovation, maintaining update with what society is about or with what's going on. So this is an important institution, education, from a functionalist perspective. Now, from a conflict theorist perspective, it's the same story as right? It has to do with conspiracies, right? We talk about unequal funding. We talk about the tracking of children. We talk about racial segregation, minority group members being funneled into state colleges, into the state college system and community colleges. So it's sort of like it's sort of like the same theme chapter after chapter. It's conspiracy theory at its best, by Karl Marx and by other conflict theorists as well, right? But traditionally is by Karl Marx, and we talk about social class, we talk about race and gender inequalities in society, and there's much information there. You guys could go ahead and read. I do not have all the time. It's only a lapse of time that I have to talk with you guys here, so I can't read everything to you, but pretty much what I already mentioned, right? Tracking, we talk about race and ethnicity here, being variables that are, I don't want to say detrimental, but that are minus the possibilities of a student or a child to making it in school. But the symbolic interactionist perspective, we're no longer talking about group competition here. We're no longer talking about functions or dysfunctions of education or whatever. No, we're talking about here, we're talking about the labels that children suffer, right? Because of the expectations of the teacher and the institution. And I have a example here. If Michael is said to be a jerk by the teacher every day due to his behavior, not paying attention to instruction and consequently seeking the attention of other children, would he adopt the label of the jerk? And would this label carry long-term consequences? So we then talk about labeling, and then we talk about a possible self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, many argue that the long-term consequences of labeling carries a long-term effect on the child. For instance, Michael may believe indeed that he is a jerk, right? So, this is the symbolic interactionist perspective, face-to-face interaction and its effect, okay? Now, the double header, the second part, is religion. We haven't advanced to another chapter. It's kind of within the same chapter, believe it or not, okay? So religion, the definition for religion is a system of beliefs, symbols, and rituals based on some sacred or supernatural realm that guides human behavior. It gives meaning to life and unites, unites believers into a community. So, we track religion from our former analysis on the sociological trend. It very much has to do with the sociological trend, indeed, because then we talk about how, marriage was indeed a religious ritual, if you want to say it like that, right? And so it fits very categorically into this. I have a slide that talks about that shows you the major world religions, and it's the one that I'm going to show next. It's already there. Okay, so we have Christianity being the largest. We have Islam. We have Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, right? And you see the number of followers there, the founder, and the date that the founder founded the religion. In this case, Christianity, Jesus is the Son of God. Through good moral and religious behavior, people achieve eternal life with God. Then we have the second largest being Islam. So I just needed to go ahead and show you this chart or slide, whatever, right? So that you guys could go ahead and keep tuned with the discussion and theme here, right? Moreover, I told you earlier, we were talking about the sociological trend, and it's a paper that I wrote, so to speak, right? So I presented this paper last lecture. And this lecture, I'm just like briefly showing it to you, right? And the changes in family have to do in one way or the other, and how the institutions of society have been influencing the institution of family. Remember that in chapter 1, I was showing you like visuals or visualizations, and it gave you one of the visualizations was the egg, and the family was in the middle. Go back and you could go ahead and see it. Remember that visualization represented that family is in the middle, and its influence is covered by the others. It's definitely influenced by the others. So why would religion be fading down the ranks? Well, I believe that that's more something we have to ask ourselves, and something that we have to look at the mirror when asking that, right? Now, theoretical perspectives on religion, functionalist perspective. Religion indeed has a function, provides meaning and purpose to life. It provides social cohesion and a sense of belonging. Social control and governmental support. It's like nowadays people don't find any purpose and any function on the elder and the roles that they play with family. Most people say, well, they're over the hill, they have no function, let's throw them away. Well, they don't say it like that, but that's kind of the way I'm seeing it with all these convalescent homes. Well, same thing with religion. People let it go. People let go of their beliefs, and they become very much into their everyday ordeals and family life and social problems, right? But religion is important. Now, to the conflict theorist, according to Karl Marx, religion is the opium of the masses. It's a system of control. For the same reason Marx wrote this, right? That religion is the opium of the masses, because it's a tool of domination to mislead workers of their real life interests and true interest. People become complacent because they have been thought or believe in an afterlife in which they will be rewarded for their suffering and misery in their life or in his or her life. Religion united people under a false consciousness that they share common interests with members of the dominant class. So it's a lie altogether. Now, Max Weber believed the other way. Max Weber believed that religion could be used as a catalyst to produce social change in a good way. Like we said, religion could work together with society and the government, right? And the belief, a group's belief, makes a difference, and it betters the culture, betters the society, reforms behavior. Especially if we talk about teenagers and nowadays these kids, right? So that's pretty much it. It's kind of a one of these double-header chapters. Is not a lot or much to cover, right? But a couple of slides with some information there for you to continue on the discussion of the family trend. Altogether, religion is introduced, education, and the theoretical perspectives. Thank you very much. Have a very good night. Bye bye.